Welcome to the channel. My name is Aisha and I'm going to be teaching you Microsoft Excel. This series of videos you're about to watch are part of our course Data Analysis with Microsoft Excel. Let's get right into it. I hope you enjoy the videos. In today's lecture, we're going to be looking at the functions for manipulating string data in Excel. There's a provided Excel workbook in the resources if you want to follow along. So here we have some texts. So this is a practice string. You can see this is a mix of upper and lowercase letters. Then we have here for Microsoft Excel, and then here is another string. This is a Unicode character. This is also read as string data in Excel. And these are the list of functions that we are going to be looking at today. And then these are going to be the outputs for all of them. Okay, let's begin. First one is len. So this takes in one argument, that's just the text string, and it outputs the number of characters in a string. So this one is 25. So this is 25 characters long. Next is the proper function. Also takes in one argument, which is just a text string. So what it does is it converts the first character of every word into uppercase and the rest into lowercase. So we can see the difference from when we imputed this string here, and then look at how it looks now. The next function we are going to be looking at is the upper function. Also takes in one input, which is this, and what it does is it converts all characters in the string to an uppercase. Okay, next is the lower. This function does the opposite of upper, but also takes in one argument. It converts all characters in a string to lowercase. The next two functions we're going to be looking at are concat and concatenate. Now, concat is the later version of this. So this is a newer function, and it's there to replace this one. But depending on your version of Excel, you may only have this one available. But they essentially do the same thing. So we have the concat. We'll then click on the cell that has the string we want to join together with the other one, close the parentheses and press enter. And you can see it's not very readable. We have this is a practice string, and then the for and string are not separated by anything. Remember, spaces are also characters. So what we can do is, remember, when you're using string data, even if it's a single space, so far as it's a string character, you want to make sure you put it in quotes. So let's put in a space in between these two characters, these two strings rather, that we're trying to join. So comma, going to do that, single space, close the quotes, and add a comma by the side, so that this is going to be added and it's going to join this here, this character, and that one. Now we go ahead and press enter, and now we see that there is a space between string ending the first one and then for, which begins the next. And we're just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing for concatenate. Okay. The left function takes a certain number of characters from the left of a string. So it takes in two arguments, but the other one is optional. So we'll just put in here, and then you can put in the number of characters. Although this is optional, it just means that if you don't put anything here, it's not going to throw an error. Like so, it's just going to, the default is 1 because it has a default value. But we are going to impute something for that argument. Let's take 6 characters from the left. So we stop at I, this is I, so the space is 5, and then I is the 6th character. The right does the same, but in an opposite direction. So it starts collecting from the right of the string. So instead of this way, it goes this way. So let's give it this, and the number of characters, again, you can see that it's in that curly brackets. So this is optional. It's an optional argument. You can put it in, and if you don't, again, we are not going to get an error. The default is 1. But let's put in 6 again. And you can see, so it started from GNIRTS. So we got string. Okay, so that's left and right. The mid, similar to these, it gets a certain number of characters, but this time it starts from a specific area within the string. Okay, so, and you can see now that all these arguments are required. So we don't have any optional arguments as in the case with left and right. So the text, let's use this again. The start number, let's start from 6, which is the I. And then the number of characters, let's say 4. And then we have is A, because I is the 6th. And then we have S, 7, 8, 9. So that's 4 after that one. And then we now have rept. So this simply repeats a string a given number of times. So we can see we have the text and the number of times. Both of these are required arguments. So let's not click on any of these. Let's actually simply write, give it an input. Remember, we're going to put it in quotes because it's a string. Let's use is, just to show you how this actually works. And the number of times, let's repeat is 3 times. And we can see is being repeated 3 times. It's quite close. So let's give a space. And now we have is being repeated multiple times. But let's, instead of repeating is, let's repeat this character, this Unicode character 3 times. And this is what we have. We have the cute cow being repeated 3 times. So that's what the rept function does. The exact function compares 2 strings and returns a boolean, true or false, depending on if the 2 strings are exactly identical to each other. So let's go exact. We have text 1 here, and then this one. And we're expecting to get a false. Yes, because these 2 strings are not the same. The find function allows us to find a text within a certain text. So let's find is within this here, and we have an optional argument, which is the start number, which I'm going to just leave blank because we just want it to start from 1, and we get 3. So we see, and if we check here, we see why, because if we're starting from 1, this is TH and then IS. So the IS starts from the 3rd character, this I here. And we see we have another IS around 6. Okay? So that's find. Then we have the substitute function. This function allows you to replace a text within another text. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on this. So the text, you can see we have a certain number of arguments. We have 3 required and then 1 optional. So we need the text, which is going to be this. We need the old text, which is going to be the string. Okay, and then the new text, let's just use text. We're going to just leave the optional argument blank. And this is what we get. So instead of this is a practice string, we now have this is a practice text. And the last function for strings that we are going to look at is the text split. So this allows you to split a string into different values or different words instead of just one whole phrase or sentence, to allow you to split them up using a certain delimiter, even if it's a space. So text split, the text, let's use this one, and we'll now have the delimiter, the call delimiter. So that's straight down like this. So we're going to use spaces because we have here and here. So I'm just going to put again in quotes because it's a character, a single space, close the quotes, and you can see that these 2 are the required arguments and every other thing is an optional argument. So we're just going to go ahead and close that and press enter. And you can see text split gives us out an array. You can see that blue ring around this just shows you that the output of this is an array. Okay, so that's just a quick rundown of the string functions available in Excel. Thank you for sitting through the lecture. See you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified when we have new training videos up and when our full courses are available. Bye.